Now, let's discuss that further with Professor Arjan Aguirre from the Ateneo de Manila Political Science Department.
Good morning, Professor Arjan. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, Mr. Angelo and Miss Angela.
Yes, Prof, let's get right to it. No, I don't know if you saw ang last report natin. Of course, given the new composition of the Senate, your thoughts on a possible leadership shakeup sa Senate?
Okay, so based on the numbers that I'm, seeing, I'm sensing that they will have 3 blocks. Okay, so
3 blocks. Okay.
Yeah, 3 blocks. So of course, we should expect that this new block, yung Duterte block, 7 sila. Yun nga sila, Senator Bongo, si De La Rosa, Padilla, Marcoleta, Marcos, and yung 2 Villar. For the current leadership, si Senator Cheese, nasa kanya pa rin yung support yung Cayetano siblings, tapos pwedeng si Estrada, tapos yung Tulfo siblings, mukhang makukuha niya yon, tapos si Lapid. Yung another 7, ito yung, yung returnees, sila Senator Soto, si Lacson, and of course yung Zubiri, Block, sila Legarda, JB Ejercito, tapos Villanueva and Gatchalian. Ang magiging crucial dito yung yung fourth block na maliit lang sila. Ito nga yung opposition, sila Risa, Kiko, and Bam. So again, the magic number there is 13. So they need to get 13 para makuha nila yung Senate leadership. So itong tatlong 7-7 na to, I'm sure currently nagne-negotiate na po sila. And I'm expecting that, Senator Cheese and Senator Soto will have a, deep conversation about this.
Okay, alam naman po natin, Prof, kapag may mga ugong-ugong na may pagpapalit ng liderato sa Senado, malamang sa hindi, meron talaga. At we've witnessed that during the leadership of Senator Mig Zubiri. Diba po, umpisa, sabi nila, naku, wala, solid kami, and then bam, si Senator Jesus Codero na yung kanilang Senate President. Pero why do you think po nagkakaroon po, like ngayon specifically, bakit nila naiisip na they want to change the leadership under Senator Jesus Codero?
Well, it's normal. I mean, every election, of course, yung other half kasi nawawala, napapalitan, and with the graduating senators, nawala na yung sabihin nating majority na meron si Senator Cheese as Senate President.
Right.
And obviously, for the upcoming session, yung SONA, I'm sure mag-i-elect sila ng bagong Senate President. And again, the assumption there is that the sitting Senate President would have the benefit na siya yung parang namumuno pa rin. But again, based on yun nga, experience din sa yung history nila, hindi siya automatic. Ang usual na nangyari after elections kasi nagni-negotiate din yung mga bagong panalo with the sitting or incumbent senators kung sino yung kanilang pipiliin na Senate President, Senate Majority Leader, tas yung minority. Kasi ito yung mga crucial crucial positions.
So, akala mo tapos na yung campaigning, hindi pa sila tapos mag-campaign.
Prof, I'd like to, you mentioned kasi yung mga blocks, no? Let's talk about sila Senator Risa Ontiveros, Senator Kiko Pangilinan, and Senator Bam Aquino. Definitely, I don't think they'll belong to the minority opposition bloc as mentioned by several senators. Iba yun, no? But I'd like to relate it into the numbers for the impeachment and other critical legislation. Do you think that these 3 will be very vital in terms of breaking an impasse for both Marcos and Duterte's bloc and to a point na liligawan talaga sila ng both sides?
Okay, knowing these senators, Senator Risa, Kiko Pangilinan, and Bam Aquino, they're very objective. So I'm very sure that whatever measure that they will, be, parang offered by both camps, I'm sure they will judge them with, based on merit. So that's number 1. Hindi naman sila obstructionist. I mean, based on, what we have seen in the past, hindi naman sila obstructionist. So kapag may merit naman yung mga bills na pinupush ng mga hindi nila kaalyado or kabilang partido, sinusuportahan naman nila.
They're looking at Senator Tito Soto coming back as the Senate President for the 20th Congress. Pero kayo po ba, the way you look at the scenario right now, the landscape that we are seeing, do you see someone emerging as the new Senate President?
Maybe a Cayetano?
Again, I'm basing my view or sabihin nating assumption from history or sabihin natin experience din na nakita natin this past years. Again, Senator Soto and Senator Cheese are considered to be mga senior senators who can, sabihin nating rally their colleagues. Meron na silang credibility at nare-respeto talaga sila ng kanilang mga colleagues. So yun yung number one na aking punto. Now, posible rin kasi may mag-emerge. Like, may mga challengers before, 'di ba? Kay Senator Zubiri, like sila Jinggoy Estrada, tas si Senator Villar din, 'di ba? Nag-challenge. So, posible 'yun. Pero again, ang point kasi dito is, can you really, mobilize? Can you really support enough now, or can you muster enough, support from your colleagues? So, kailangan friendly ka eh. Kailangan, alam mo yun, collegial yung iyong personality. And sa ngayon, ang mga nakikita kong candidate, yun nga, Senator Soto, Senator Cheese, tapos pwede rin si Senator Zubiri.
So, yung tatlong na-mention mong si Zubiri, Senator Soto, Senator Cheese, no, how important are they to an possible ang word ko, upcoming impeachment trial? Kasi di pa tayo sure dyan.
Yeah. So I'd like to think that, for the proponents of the impeachment, case, I'm sure they have already entertained the idea that they will offer the position of the Vice President dun sa magiging influential na senator who can rally enough, support for the conviction, di ba, of the current Vice President. So I'm sure part na siya ng discussion. You offer yan, yung position ng Vice Presidency. So, pwedeng yung mga influential figures na ito, pwedeng sila yung ma-appoint ng presidente na maging vice president. Tapos yung magiging kapalit nila, sila yung upong Senate President. So, yun yung parang yun yung parang nakikita kong part ng negotiation siguro.
So, ang daming concessions, ano?
Kumbaga parang the way you see it, anything is possible. Pero Prof, na-mention na kanina ni Diego yung tungkol sa impeachment trial. I want to go that to where this conversation is going. Do you see a clear coalition forming that could possibly impact talaga yung impeachment trial?
Sa ngayon, the coalition, that I'm seeing na talagang very clear is yung for the acquittal. So sila lang yun. I mean, they're very organized, and I'm sure that's one of their agendas na na-identify in midterm elections. Parang we need to parang make sure that more people na kaalyado natin na ma-elect at masigurado na may acquittal. Now, for the conviction, again, maliit yung chance eh. Talaga maliit kasi even before the midterm elections, marami ng incumbent na nagsabi that they're not open for the conviction nga nung Vice President. Yeah. But again, in politics, anything is possible. Depende po kasi yan sa magiging performance ng prosecution panel. That's why I'm very parang excited, yun yung term, to see yung dalawang main sabihin nating opponent ng mga Duterte, si Shell Jokno saka si Congresswoman Laila De Lima na magiging part ng impeachment panel.
Okay, very critical daw yung nila is if they can openly show, especially the trial will be aired on public, so mag-iingat mga senador. In relation to that, no, Prof, I'd like to ask you, 3 years from now is presidential elections, and let's face it, maiksi na lang yan. So do you see now the President Bongbong Marcos literally a lame duck president already, given that most senators will function not according to pressure from Malacanang, but rather according to what will benefit their numbers moving forward?
Yeah, that's one of the problems of a presidential system that doesn't have a re-election feature. So isang beses ka lang magiging presidente. So yung second half of your rule, which is after midterm elections, usually magiging lame duck president ka. Now, it also depends kung meron kang successor. Unfortunately, the current president doesn't have a successor. So talagang ang mangyayari dyan is titingnan talaga siya as lame duck president. But again, anything is possible. Who knows? With this impeachment trial, kasama siguro dun sa prosecution panel, bigla may mag-emerge dyan na siguro mag-excel. So marahil makita ng administration na pwede ito maging successor. So yun nga yung ano natin ang point natin doon, 3 years is so long. So mahaba pa yan, marami pang pwede mangyari.
Oo nga, yung isa sa inaabangan pa na magiging parte ng prosecution panel would be former Senator, now Congressman-elect Laila De Lima and Chel Jokno. But I want to ask you po, Prof, if the Senate does not convict, yung nakikita mong senaryo na yun kanina nabanggit mo, ano yung possible consequence dun sa mga nag-support sa trial? Political consequence dun sa nag-support sa trial?
Ito yung magiging consequence kapag na-acquit ang Vice President. Again, for the midterm elections, we have already seen yung mismong effect nung hidwaan nila, mukhang yung sympathy ng mga tao nakuha nila. Paangat ng paangat yung mga allies nila. Tapos, di ba, yung recent na approval rating ng Vice President, napakataas. Kapag na-acquit siya, I'm very sure that, this will also, sabihin nating help yung kanyang popularity, yung siguro yung chances din niya sa pagtakbo sa 2028. So, knowing the Dutertes, marahil magiging mahirap yung kanilang political future. Kasi kung mananalo itong presidente sa 2028, so may kita ulit natin yung siguro nangyari in the past na magkakaroon ng vindictive kind of treatment sa mga ibang mga political opponents nila.
Lintik lang ang walang ganti. Parang gano'n. But we enjoyed the conversation. Thank you po, Professor Arjan Aguirre from the Ateneo de Manila Political Science Department. Thank you po.
Good morning.